So after watching the video about parent involvement, it's ironic because this has really hit close to home in my first year of coaching. It's definitely been a new experience for me. But the key points that I learned from this video, I had no idea that about 200 lawsuits are filed a year for interscholastic sports. I'm almost shocked by these numbers, and from the video, a lot of these lawsuits are just based off parents' opinions and how they feel that their child isn't good enough, or they feel that their coach, wronged their child in a way that other than physical. And when they interviewed the mom about the official's last minute call about the helmet being flown off, and then the fact that the parents had to hire a lawyer, I felt that that was just completely ridiculous, because instead of teaching their children that some games just have bad calls and that's just kind of how, unfortunately, life works, they fought back for something that didn't cause their children physical harm. I completely understand the parents being defensive if there was a legitimate allegation, harm, or injustice done to their child from a coach or administrator, but as a parent, they do have a right to sue or address the school or coach or an athletic administrator. But some parents just take advantage of that and just completely miscommunicate. And so, going back to describe what changes you may consider in your approach of coaching. So my first week of coaching ever for the Frostoff team, I had just coached the girls for only 1 week with volleyball, so none of them had played volleyball before. Just taught them rotations, and so we had a scrimmage, a week after. It definitely was not pretty. It was, hard to watch, but the girls were learning, so of course I was patient and understanding and tried to just stay positive before everything. And after the game, I had a grandmother come up and address me very abrasively, just not understanding why I had that girl in and that girl in and why this girl played, and I was just so taken back of the fact that she did not once address her granddaughter. She wanted to talk about other, players, which was completely inappropriate, and more taken back that it was the first scrimmage ever. I only had 9 girls, so of course everyone was going to play, and some only knew certain positions, so some were going to unfortunately play more than others. But it was just, I more just was like, I can answer your questions at a different time, just because I was just more like flustered of how do I even address that when it's not about her daughter. So with coaching, my coaching experiences, dealing with coaches as an athlete, and seeing and hearing other coaches dealing with parents, I would definitely change my approach by not having any reaction, no facial expressions, just listening to what the parent has to say and taking a step back and analyzing the situation. If I feel that it's too heated, I would say, we can meet at a different time, meet at a, make a meeting of sorts, or talk to you after the game, or whatever the situation is. And then I would, try to see where the parent's coming from. And unfortunately, depending on the situation, I may not make the parent happy, but by reacting calmly and rationally, it will at least help me when a parent complains to an administrator, or down the road the issue continues, they can't say anything that I responded abrasively. And the suggestions I would have for coaches currently in this for the field. For other coaches, I would suggest that they are on the same page with your athletic director, so that when an issue or conflict comes up with the parent, they're able to, get a heads up, give you a heads up, and they're able to communicate about it so that they know what the issue is and, where you stand on that, where does the athletic director stand on that issue. And I would suggest never to yell or be abrasive towards a parent, because it absolutely solved nothing. When I was in high school and there was an issue of misconduct with our coach, and, one of my parents had addressed that issue to my coach, and the coach just started screaming at my parents, was just so up in arms, and it was just very unprofessional, and it became this big thing because, a lot of under the rug drama that he was doing and treating, players unfairly and, actually harming them. It came out all because of his, irrational outburst, basically. So I definitely enjoyed that video, though. It was something that hit close to home, and it was interesting to listen to and see other perspectives.